What's up, Team Lethal fans? Mustang King in the house, and welcome to the May 2025 edition of the Lethal Lowdown. That's where I talk about new products, what's happening here at Lethal Performance, as well as industry news. Let's kick this one off, starting out with what we spoke about on the last Lethal Lowdown, which was our 2024 Dark Horse going back to the track. I don't know, honestly, whether I said Dark Horse right. I always screw up and say Dark Horse, whatever, but anyways, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Our Dark Horse was built up, ready to go. Last time out at the track, I mentioned we had been like 940s, 946 a few different times. I was really trying to get that car down to the 8s. Now, what we struggled with last time was fueling. We ran out of fuel. It was simply not enough for that single factory fuel pump with the fuel pump voltage booster and the injectors that come with the Whipple kit to support the power that the car was making on the type of fuel that I was running, E30R. So, the next upgrade that we did was the KPM Fuel System. I actually did their 1500 horsepower fuel system, and I gotta say, that thing turned out great. We've got an awesome couple of videos up on our YouTube channel. Make sure to check them out. KPM is located in Australia. It's a brand involved with TurboSmart, as well as Petters. My man Marty and Chris help manage that stuff, and I reached out to those guys. They hooked us up with a kit. Well, that KPM 1500 horsepower fuel system has 2 pumps on it, also has a badass controller and some insane wiring. The actual housing that those pumps come in look just like the factory fuel pump housing. Again, we've got 2 different videos up on the site, an overview and the install. Make sure to check that out. That system is performing great. So, we installed that on the car, got back out at the track. First pass off the trailer, I think I went a 924 at almost 149 miles an hour. Now, obviously, far from my 8-second goal that I wanted to get to. We actually had some pretty decent weather. Track was running good. I think I cut a 133 60-foot time on stock suspension on a full weight Dark Horse, all right? So we know the car is hooking up really well, launching real nice. It does some weird shift from the 6 to 7 shift at the top of the track, which definitely hurts my mile an hour and probably my ET as well. So I actually ran the car, I think 3 different times there. I got it down the track. It was pretty smooth all 3 times, 924, 926, and 928, all around that same 148, 149 mile an hour. And it obviously wasn't enough. Now we know that mile an hour is definitely low for what an 8-second car should be going. And again, we started talking about, well, you know, what's going on. I do have the 355 gears in that car, which obviously isn't ideal for drag racing. I reached out to Fred Cook over at Evolution Performance. Big shout out to Fred, man. I'm not sure you guys, how many of you guys have been Lethal Performance fans or been following us for, but we're a 20-year-old company. I remember many years ago in the old forum days, now everything's based on like groups on Facebook. There's some old forum days on svtperformance.com when Evolution started popping up, and it was like a battle of like the shops and the superchargers. Man, guys, there's some crazy reading. Battles with Fred and I, battles with Dustin Whipple and Jim Bell. This stuff was like insane. Doesn't really exist anymore. I'm sure if you do some digging, you can see it. It was great, but Fred and I used to butt heads all throughout those early years of like when the 07, 08 GT500 came out, and you know, those guys, man, they go right at it. So again, shout out to Fred. Over the years, we've become friends, and he's helped me out as well as we do business together. He purchases parts from us here, and we consult with him when I have issues. So I was like, man, I picked up the phone, I got a hold of Fred. I was like, man, what do I got to do? Because these guys have gone 8s. They're like 860s, I think, in their car. So obviously they've got the recipe down. They've probably got some other work done to the car. I told Fred, I'm like, look, man, I'm trying to do this factory weight, factory suspension, just with the Whipple kit on there and get it into the 8s. And the first thing he said to me, honestly, was my gearing and my tire size. So Fred helped me out, gave me some tips on it. We are moving from a 27-inch tire to a 29-inch tire. That's going to help with the math that Fred did for me, help me get down that track without shifting that 6 to 7 shifts. It's going to keep me in 6th gear running through the traps, or at least get me right there. That's going to be one of our biggest things for the car. I'm also going to step it down 1 more pulley size. Obviously, I've got good fuel in there. We do have a fuel system that can support the power that the car is making on that E30R. So hopefully the trick, will be that taller tire preventing me from having to shift at 6 to 7. Also giving me a better 1-2 shift. If that car sees any type of tire spin from the 1 to 2 shift, it automatically shifts to 3rd. So hopefully with that taller tire, it's going to provide a better launch for me, as well as get me through that 1, 2, 3 thing, and at the top end, and get me that number that I'm looking for. Again, I'm not taking weight out of the car, and I'm going stock suspension. I'm going to try and do it, guys. I want to make you all proud, but again, shout out to Fred Cook over at Evolution for helping me out on that one. He really didn't need to do that. He could totally be sandbagging me. I don't know, Fred, are you sandbagging me? But that's where we stand on it. Unfortunately, I think we're running out of time to do it, at least for some decent weather. It is May now, and we are in South Florida where it starts to get hot. So is there a chance of maybe another cool front coming through? Yes. The likelihood of it happening and actually getting nice and cool is unlikely. So with that said, I will go out and do my best to try and get that 8-second pass. All right, industry news. I don't know what's going on in the industry, what's going on in the world. Actually, earlier I just saw that the CEO, Jim Farley, was on one of the business finance websites talking about what's going on with the increase in prices of the vehicles. And what's kind of cool that they did announce that Ford will be doing their employee pricing for all of their customers, which is great. They're holding their prices, which is really cool to see. Obviously, we want to buy American. I love Ford. I bleed blue. They announced that they're going to be extending their employee pricing through July 4th, which is cool. So if you guys are looking for a new Ford, now is probably the best time to do it before we see any types of increases. And definitely check out Weichert Ford over in Lake Wales, Florida. My good friend Philip and Steve and his brother. Great family business. Those guys will take care of you. Just tell them the guys over at Lethal Performance sent you over that way, and they're going to do their best to help you out. We were also talking on the last lowdown about the new generation GT500, whether it's going to be a 25 model, a 26 model. I'm thinking probably a 26 model. There were some spy shots released by, I believe, Haggerty online. One of the cars has that the zebra print on it a little bit, but you can kind of get an idea what the car looks like. And to me, it almost looks like a Dark Horse. A lot of the body paneling and the bumper and stuff like that. Will the actual new GT500 have that stuff? I don't know, but a lot of speculation of whether that car was actually the next GT500 or a variant of a Dark Horse, maybe a Dark Horse version, an upgraded version. I'm not quite sure. I believe that the new 2020 something GT500 will definitely be legendary. And what I've heard before and spoken about before is that I think it's going to be a 5.2 liter Predator motor, type Predator motor. I don't think it's called a Predator anymore. Again, it should be legendary. It's going to be a 5.2 liter with a supercharger on top. Transmission wise, I am thinking, I know I've mentioned 10R80 before, my thoughts. I'm thinking it was so successful with the 2020 to 22 GT500 with the DCT transmission. I can't see why not putting that transmission in the new GT500. That transmission was ridiculous. Yes, I know you're not banging gears, we're not saving the manuals, yada yada, but for that car, track wise and honestly on the drag strip, it was great. I mean, you just set the RPMs on that launch control, let it go in manual track mode, and hit that. As soon as you hit that paddle, it is so quick to shift. That'd be an awesome setup. So I'm going with DCT transmission, supercharged 5.2 liter. I don't know about the rest of it. I'm sure it's going to have massive brakes and great suspension, MagneRide setup like the last GT500 did. So let's go forward. Let's see some more information about that GT500. Guys, comment below. Let me know what you think about that 5.2 liter supercharged setup and the DCT if you want to see something different. Products, guys. Products, not necessarily all new products, but some other brands that I want to highlight here that are really awesome brands that we work very closely with here at Lethal Performance. Starting off on my left, your right over here, you see I've got a nice Mcleod clutch and a Lethal Performance flywheel. Mcleod Clutches, great partner of Lethal Performance, been running their stuff for years. I can't even count how many RXT and RXT HD twin disc clutch kit I ran for those guys. Paul Lee, Bob Scheid over there. great guys, a whole family over there. Krista Baldwin, these guys are racers. These guys, that's what they do for a living, and they're enthusiasts like us and build awesome products. Like I mentioned, they have RST twin disc clutch. They've got a RXT with the ceramic material. The HD version, they also have single disc clutch kits, a whole bunch of transmission upgrades, even for you guys with your 6R80 and 10R80. They've got rebuild kits. Mcleod Racing Products is where it's at, guys. Another awesome brand that we carry here. We do also have a line of Lethal Performance brand clutches that Mcleod builds for us. It's a great program that we worked out with them, and it was basically to kind of get us in between the RST and the RXT. As we know, the entry-level twin disc clutch kit from Mcleod, that RST, really doesn't like to see a ton of abuse. Yes, it can definitely handle power that you're making on the street. However, on a heavier car, making big power, sticky tires, going to the track, beating the crap out of it, that material does not like it. On the other hand, where you have the RXT and the RXT HD that use that very aggressive but awesome ceramic material on it, those also, a lot of guys with the MT82 transmissions fear that that material is too aggressive for it and will either snap your input shaft or something like that, or destroy your transmission, which definitely has happened. We've seen it out there. Thankfully, any car that I've run an RXT in with the MT82, which has probably been like 3 or 4 of them in, we've never had an issue ever on it before. However, again, that whole concept of that Lethal Performance clutch was to design a clutch that was in between the RST and RXT, which is going to be able to hold the power, handle the abuse of a track setup, sticky tires, a good prep track, making big horsepower, but not destroy a transmission. So we came with an in-between material for it, and we've got a whole bunch of those clutches. That's the LPX and LPX HD twin disc clutch kits, as well as our Street Warrior and Street Fighter single disc clutch kits by Mcleod. Lethal Performance brand clutches available on our site. Go and get them, guys. Next on the list, guys, is going to be UPR Products. That name has been around for a very long time in the industry, actually before Lethal Performance was even started. Those guys are right down the road in Lake Worth, Florida, and they're awesome business partners of ours. I run UPR product stuff on so many different vehicles of mine, from my Mustangs to the F-150 to my Bronco. Those guys make a ton of badass products. They were known really for like their dress-up stuff, a lot of like billet door pins and engine dress-up stuff. Then they started doing their suspension stuff with their K-members and control arms and sway bars and all that other stuff. And I'll tell you what they've done a phenomenal job with over the last few years is going to be their catch cans, which are like insane. I can't believe how many of these we sell. I run them again on most of my vehicles that use an EcoBoost setup on there, as well as my supercharged vehicles, where you don't want to be recirculating that oil mist back in through the intake, through your intercooler, and to the combustion chamber. They make a whole bunch of different versions of them. You can get single side cans, the double cans, passenger, driver side, depending on the setup that you have, and those guys make a really nice product. They're all made with hoses that are pre-cut, have OEM style fittings on them, very easy to install, come with brackets and show you exactly on where to install them, and they're very easy to service. The cans basically just unscrew. There's an O-ring on there. You unscrew it from there, or some of them actually have a pitcock valve on the bottom, which you use an oil drain line on. Very versatile setup for all you guys out there. So if you're looking for a catch can setup, definitely check out UPR Products. Again, a premier manufacturer and vendor that we deal with here at Lethal Performance, and I'm always happy to support those guys. They always have our back and support us as well. And what I'm holding here right now is one of their oil drain plug valves. This is a pretty neat product too. Again, just like their catch cans, these are hot, man. They offer them for most of like the Ford vehicles, whether it be EcoBoost or modular motors and stuff like that. And this is a replacement oil pan drain plug that goes right in. It's got really nice, the O-rings on here. It's all machined real nice, and it replaces that factory plastic one. For you guys out there have a newer Ford, like in the last couple of years, you'll notice they have that yellow drain plug on that the oil pan. And a lot of time when you remove them to do an oil change on it, they're like almost like a one-time use thing. You try putting them back in, they fall apart. They're very brittle to begin with, and replacing it with one of these is awesome. Not only do they have this like magnetic magnetic drain tip at the bottom here that collects any type of small debris that may be in your oil and keeps it right here at the bottom of the pan on the tip of this. They offer versions that allow you to unscrew them right here on the end and drain your oil so it's not a mess at all. You can drain it right into a pan without actually having to remove the whole assembly itself. So again, you guys, with an F-150, an EcoBoost, a Mustang, a Bronco, these guys offer them for so many different vehicles. Make sure to check these out. These are pretty trick and really nicely built. Props to UPR Products for making a product like this. So again, they're a premier vendor of ours. Make sure to check out UPR Products on the Lethal Performance website. You have any questions about their stuff, give us a shout here. And, we're glad to help you out. Yeah. Next up, guys, vendor spotlight for SPE Motorsports. I think this might be the first time that I'm personally talking about SPE Motorsports. You've probably heard the name. I'll tell you what, Dan and Amy over at SPE do a phenomenal job, and their team. These guys have an amazing facility and make so many different parts for different vehicles. A lot of Ford stuff like diesels and gas trucks, as well as Bronco, GT500, and Mustang. They've got a wide variety of products, as well as the capability to make tons of different stuff. Cold air intakes, like for the GT500, they make a really nice carbon fiber intake for the 2020 and up GT500. These guys also make, which I run on my GT500, is that DCT line upgrade kit. For all you guys out there that have a 2020 to 2022 GT500, I'm sure you know about that leaky oil drain that goes, for the oil cooler going from the transmission to the oil cooler, and where it just leaks. I'm not really quite sure what happens. Well, I might be lying. I ran something over and then it started leaking, and I leaked transmission fluid all the way down the road into my driveway and stuff like that. But in general, you don't really have to hit something to have that line leak. It's a pretty well-known thing. I believe Ford might actually have a technical service bulletin on it for a fix. The SPE transmission line upgrade for the GT500 is definitely a must-have for all you guys out there. Do not waste your time going to get it fixed at a Ford dealership, replacing it with the factory stuff again. Buy the kit, it comes complete, everything you need, install, and you will have no leaks going forward. SPE also makes a lot of supercharger pulleys for the GT500, Ford Raptor R, and a whole bunch of other products. They make a really nice quad pump. I mean, whoever thought of a quad pump? We always knew like adding a dual pump manifold to a car with bigger pumps in there, and then along came the triple pump setup. I think these guys, SPE, are the only ones I know that make a quad pump setup on it. So you guys out there want to support some big horsepower on, let's say, the 11 and up Mustang, as well as 13 to 14 GT500. That fuel hat fits all of it and houses up to 4 pumps, which is insane. The fact that you can install it in a factory tank and all those 4 pumps fit in there with no problem, as well as be able to support tons of horsepower on many different fuel types. Quality product there. Make sure to check out SPE's line of products on our website. We've got it all up there. I'm talking again, the exhaust, the intercoolers, the manifolds, intakes, the whole 9, supercharger pulleys. It's up on the site. Again, thank you, Dan and Amy, for being a part of Lethal Performance, supporting us. We support you guys, as well as the rest of you guys out there who watch this right now. Definitely make sure to support SPE and check out their products on our website right now. Next up, we've got Lethal Performance wheel spacers. We offer them for both the Explorer ST, that's the 2020 to 2025 Explorer ST, as well as the 21 and up Bronco. We've got wheel spacers for both the front and the rear in multiple different sizes available. This will help you guys, depending on the type of wheel setup that you're going for, the look that you want, your tire wheel setup on there. We have spacers that will put that wheel exactly how you want it. We have pictures up on the website for both of these products that show you what they look like installed with a factory wheel and tire setup on your Bronco or your Explorer ST, as well with aftermarket wheel and tire setups as well. These things are flying off the shelf. We keep ordering more and more and more and more. We have them in stock and ready to go. Make sure to check out those Lethal Performance wheel spacers right now. We're also crushing it with a ton of Lethal Performance paint match products here for both your Mustang, your F-150, and your Bronco. We offer a ton of different paint match products that are going to be direct replacements for your factory door handles, your mirror covers, your grills. We've got spoilers as well as fender flares for the Bronco. And that's for you guys out there who buy, let's say, a trim Bronco that may have not had painted fender flares, or the mirror covers, just that black plastic mold injected mirror cover. What we do is we purchase those parts, OEM parts, from Ford directly. So you're getting a quality piece to begin with, OEM quality right off the bat. We prep them, have them professionally painted and finished to the exact paint code of your vehicle. Now, these products look really nice. Definitely, if you guys want to tie everything together, whether it be honestly just a street car or track car or whatever, if you want things to match up, get rid of that. You know, you got a real nice code orange Bronco Raptor, and you've got black plastic handles on it, and you know, and mirror covers that are black, and you want to tie it all in, match everything up. We have the ability to do that. Just go to the website, look for the paint match product that you're looking to purchase, again, whether it be that door handle, mirror cover, fender flare, and you'll see the drop down there. Choose the paint match, you know, the paint finish, your paint code for the vehicle that you have, that you're purchasing the product for, and we're gonna paint that product exactly to the finish that you want. So props to our painters and everyone else involved in making that happen, as well as you guys out there for purchasing those products from us, putting the trust into us, and thank you guys. We really appreciate it. So Lethal Performance paint match products, spacers, there we go. We're done with lethal stuff. Let's move on. What are we talking about now? I've got some form lighting products over here, guys. I was talking about that Dark Horse before. Form Lighting released their LED taillights for the S650. They look dope. Definitely check it out. We've got an install video on it on our YouTube channel, as well as you can see it, the back end of my car when I'm going down the drag strip. I've got those on the car. They look really nice. Definitely an upgrade over that factory look. I like them a lot. And Form also has a whole bunch of other S650 goodies available now as well. We've got their LED side markers, more side reflectors, as well as that reverse tail light. These are now all available on our website. LED high quality form lighting stuff available here and in stock, which is great. I know this stuff was just released. There was a little wait time for us to, you know, finally start getting this stuff in. This stuff sells like crazy, but we've been ordering by the pallet here. We work very closely with Form Lighting. Those guys do a wonderful job, great products. Check them out, guys. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about the Form Lighting stuff on the S650. The dud, right? Not so much, but want to know what you guys think about the Form Lighting, as well as any other products that I spoke about today. I love to hear from you guys. Please wish me luck. Hopefully I'll be back out at the track again with the Dark Horse. I do want to go 8's with that car. Again, weather is working against us right now in South Florida. Hopefully we get a cool front that comes through. I want to go 8's, show you guys what the Mustang King can do with a car that's factory full weight and factory suspension on it, with just that big Whipple Supercharger and a whole bunch of other awesome mods on there. I hope you liked all the other awesome products and brands that I mentioned today. And again, you guys are looking for a new Ford. Remember, they're doing that employee pricing through July 4th. Give Weichert Ford a shout. Let them know the guys at Lethal sent you over that way. They'll take great care of you. And as always, guys, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us at 561-753-8105. I'm the motherfucking Mustang King, and I'm out of here. DCT on that one as well. Oh, excuse me there. Is going to be UPR Products. Our friends right down the road in Lakewood, Florida. Lakewood, Florida. Booyah. Booyah!
Only took you 3 weeks.
You know what? I know. This video is what we've been waiting for our sales go through the roof.
It is.
You know, I know. This all relies on me and that, right?